Hey everyone, my name is Molly. I am the children's pastor here at Morningside Church, and I just wanted to take some time to share with you one of my life verses. Now, we all know that life isn't perfect. We've had hard times, or we're frustrated, or we have those days that are just done. You're done. You don't want to do anything else the rest of the day because you had such a terrible day. And we have those days where we just want to give up. We don't want to do anything else. Kind of like those days where we're just done. Now, since high school, this has been my go-to verse on days like that. And that verse is Hebrews 12, verses 1 through 3. And this is what it says. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and you will not lose heart. I think when I'm going through those frustrated days that I go to this passage of scripture because of the people who have gone before me, those cloud of witnesses, the people who have helped shape me into who I am in my Christian walk. I think of the people who are alive right now, my friends and my family, who each day I can call up and I can be like, hey, it's been a frustrating day. Can you help me get through this? Or I also think back to the people who have gone before me, the people who have died. And I think of my grandma and grandpa Crook, who spent countless amounts of time with us, countless hours, teaching us our Bible verses, helping us learn our Bible verses for Awana, making sure that we could still make it to Awana, or we could still make it to church when my parents were working and they couldn't be the ones to take us. And I think of my Uncle Tom, too, who took each moment that we were together and he taught us something. He took the time to be like, hey, you might be having a hard day, but here, let me walk you through it. Tell me what's wrong. It may have just looked like a walk in the woods to anybody, but to us, looking back, it was a time when he spent listening to what we had to say about our day and to help us get through those frustrations. And I think of when we are told to throw off our sin, I think of like the bulkiness of a hoodie. Now, there's been times when I would go running that I don't like extras on me. I don't want the fuel belt. I don't want the blinky light. And as a family, we decided one year that we were going to run the Columbus Marathon. Some of us did the full marathon. Some people did the half marathon. Some people walked the half marathon. My friend and I decided that we were going to complete the full marathon. And it was October in Ohio and it was cold. You start in downtown Columbus, there's buildings, the wind is blowing through, so it's just this giant wind tunnel that you're standing in. And you have these sweatshirts on, you have these sweatpants on over top of your running clothes, and hat and gloves, and I'm ready to get them off because I want to run this race. I want to finish this race. And so at the start of the race, the first thing that's going off is my hoodie. I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this hoodie. I want to be in my t-shirt. I'll suffer through this coldness that is blowing right through us. And I'm done with this hat. I'm done with it. I don't need it anymore. I'm really done with these gloves. And each time as I threw them off, it made me mentally feel better. Like, hey, okay, you got your running clothes on. Do this. You can complete this race. And when I don't hold on to my frustrations or my sins from the day, when I give them to God, it makes my race in life easier too. Because I look back and I notice the days that I hold on to those frustrations, I'm shorter with people. I don't want to talk to people. Just leave me alone. But that's not the way that God created us to be. He created us to be social. So I want to take that time and I want to talk to people. And I want to be around people. I want to hear about how their day was too. So when I throw off, like it says in there, I throw off everything that's hindering me and the sin that's entangling me. When I just throw those off and I give them to God, my day gets easier. Mentally, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to live my life for what God has called me to do that day. And sometimes, especially when I was training for that marathon or when I'm going for a run, I want to be done. I want to quit. And there were times that I wanted to give up. I want to be like, I'm done with today. Or I'm done with this project. Or I'm done talking to you about this subject because I'm frustrated with it. When we were growing up, we were not allowed to quit a sport in the middle of that season. I remember I wanted to quit junior high track. because there was so much running. Like, I don't like to run. Now, as an adult, I love running. It's a way for me to take the time, it's just me and God, and I can give him my frustrations from the day. But I need to persevere, not just in the sports that I didn't like playing as a middle school or a high schooler, but each day when I'm out for a run, I need to continue that time, because it's not just time that I'm spending between me and God. It's not just time that I'm working on staying in shape, but it's making sure that I'm giving him my frustrations from that day. And I wanted to quit softball too. We were losing every game. It was my favorite sport to play, but I was done. I wanted to quit. And my mom was like, you can't quit. Your team is counting on you. Just like people in my life today are counting on me. You can't be like, I'm done with today. I'm not going to take the time to talk to you. But I've learned that when I keep going in this passage, when it gets to verse 2 and it's talking about fixing our eyes on Jesus, when I start my day fixing my eyes on Jesus, it allows me to keep my day grounded in him. I'm reminded each day of what he went through and how he did it with joy because he loved me. So if he can go to the cross with joy, I can gladly give him my frustrations. I can gladly do what he has called me to do. I can gladly run this race that he has set out before me. And when I take the time to consider what he has done for me too, I'm reminded that my frustrations are nothing in comparison of all that he had gone through. I won't grow weary, and I won't lose heart, even though I want to. Even though it's easier to just take those frustrations and yell and scream and shut down, that's not what God has called me to do. He's called me to run the race that he has set out before me, looking to him, who is the author and perfecter of our faith. So we pray that this week that you can take those frustrations too, and you can give them to God each and every day and fix your eyes on him.